Yeah, I can
Okay.
see.
So right now I'm just having a whiteboard just for the basic understanding of some basic terms. So what is RPA as per your understanding and your experience? Can you describe me a little bit?
RPA is abbreviation of first robotics process automation,
Mm-hmm.
and it can be used for routine, repetitive tasks or
Correct.
mitigate, yeah, human errors,
Mm-hmm.
but also can save, yeah, resources. So I think people can focus on more creative tasks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great.
And yeah, yeah,
Yeah, very well said. Now, this is basically, in terms of various, tasks that we can achieve. And first of all, any standard and repetitive task can be automated. Now,
yeah.
second thing, if it is standard, if it is repetitive, it also means it is going to mimic.
Yes.
And the second thing is it can help you to automate with cognitive algos. Now, in terms of the cognitive, which is unstructured or which is not standard.
Mm,
So there might be
it's
some cases,
close. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and there like might be cases when there is like email is coming on your Outlook inbox, and the information reside in the body of the email, which
Mm-hmm.
is not structured. For example,
Mm-hmm.
there are some PNR IDs which is mentioned on
Mm-hmm.
the email, and we need to extract all those information from various email, and we
Mm-hmm.
don't know whether it's going to be on the first line, whether it's going to be on second line, or left or right. We don't know anything, but what we know is the PNR number resides in the email. So that
Mm,
is
so
the
it's
case
uh-huh.
where we can, I mean, the data is not standard, but
Mm-hmm.
with the help of cognitive algos, we can extract those information.
So it is close to AI thing or AI
Ex-
learn or
exactly.
pattern of, yeah, okay. Oh, very
Yeah. So we can have the AI and the ML. Okay.
okay. What is ML, by the way?
So ML is basically machine learning.
Machine learning. Okay, okay. Good.
Okay. Great. Now, the third point is whatever we have, in terms of the smart recorder or a screen recorder, it also enable us to fetch information from screen fix or application citrix. So the third approach is we have some tool in our companies, in our private sector, which is basically not easy, or I would say as minimal to automate, such as the citrix, where we don't have any method to create object, we don't have method to fetch information from that particular tool. So we
Mm-hmm.
also call this tool as a screen fix, And
Mhm.
the RPA tool also help with these kind of automation. Now,
Mhm.
when I say the RPA tool, it may be differ from different RPA to different RPA. For example, Blue Prism may not be capable of doing such automation in a more refined manner, but automation anywhere would be the
Mhm.
best choice for these kind of automation. This is
Mm.
basically the lots of functionality added to the system by the
Yes.
automation anywhere on that particular tool.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is the basic understanding of the RPA. And
Okay.
what are the RPA tool that we that we see in the companies, or you have learned or you have heard. So the basics, if I talk about, is automation anywhere, Blue Prism, and UiPath. So these are the major tool of RPA, which basically used by the companies, and the functionality is pretty much same, but
Mhm.
the look and feel is different.
Okay.
Okay, so when I say the functionality is same, is basically the approach, how you extract, how you automate is basically the
Mhm.
same in these three tools.
Mhm.
Okay,
I see.
now,
By the way, I'm curious. Well, I have a question. Well, now
yeah.
I'm using AAs, and well, the user interface is very interesting and user friendly. Well, the
Mhm,
someone who don't know much about programming also
mhm.
can develop the can code somehow. I think, but in
Exactly.
but in another perspective, it's bit for as a someone who can code. It bit, but sometimes it's bothersome because it is strict regulation
Hmm.
when coding. Other RPA like Blueprint, Prism, or UiPath are similar or different when it comes to how to develop functions.
Correct. When you say the type constant, this is the main word I should use. The type constant in every tool when you write codes is basically limited, and the pattern is
Uh-huh.
basically limited towards the C
Uh-huh.
sharp language
Uh-huh.
and some sort of VBA. So in Blue
I
Prism,
see.
you can write C sharp, VBA, and the same goes with the automation anywhere and UiPath.
Oh, I see. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Just curious.
Yeah, but good question. And this we should be having some knowledge, because this is included in the advanced version of these tools. Now, automation anywhere. What is this basically the tool? And I mean, if I would like to talk and say something about the automation anywhere,
Hmm. Hmm.
what should be the word? I mean, as per you, what you understand from these two words, automation anywhere?
Uh, Sorry, can you explain again? So maybe I don't get your question.
Okay, so the question, let me just simplify this. And
Okay.
what I'm saying is, what is automation anywhere?
What is automation anywhere? Aside from it is RPA tool and uh, is enterprise to support automate task, including developing the function, but also there are some monitoring tool or
Mhm.
environment. Yeah. Uh, and also, as I say, even non system engineer or non-programmer can code the function.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? And so far I understand, but clone. There is a function. I forgot the name of the function, but clone something, which is very strong. So yeah, strong function to support automation, mimicking human activity. And human mm,
Mm-hmm.
uh, operation.
Okay. Well, thank you for the answer. Now, whatever you said is absolutely right, and just in order to just simplify, I would like to say, few things that the automation anywhere is one of the popular RPA vendor offering powerful and user-friendly RPA capabilities to automate any complex task. When I say complex, it means really a complex task. It is one of the revision, it is one of the technology that changed the way of enterprise operates.
Mhm,
For
mhm,
example, there is like an enterprise who takes order from the customer and process using some basics old methods like creating excels, then preparing some dashboard. So it changes the way they operates. These
mhm,
tools combine the conventional RPA with the intellectual element like natural
mhm,
language, as I said, machine learning and AI,
mhm.
and reading, which enables reading unstructured data.
Getting on structure. Okay, okay. I see.
Also, the automation anyways allow organization to automate the process which are
Mhm,
performed by the humans. So
mhm,
this is basically simple understanding, like it automate the process which are performed by the human. It is also a web-based management system. When you said that automation anywhere also allows monitoring, so this is like a web-based management system
mhm,
which uses a control room. So the control room, you may have heard and familiar with the control room to run the automation task. And automation anywhere tool can automate end-to-end business
mhm,
operations in company.
mhm.
So these are the
I see.
basic general level of information which we should be aware of automation. Anywhere we talk about various things like the web control or the control room, we talk about some understanding of unstructured data, which is like again ML and AI. So these are the basics, terms that we should be we should be knowing in the future.
Mm. Okay.
Now the automation anywhere architecture. And before I proceed on the third point, uh, I would like to know, I mean, do you have any sort of yeah, I mean the training content that have been shared with you or not?
This- could I, do I have something to share?
No, no, I'm just asking. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I guess Nitish is the person who organized this training.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think yes, yes.
So is he shared any, course content or training content with you?
Yes, yes, yes. Well, another guy sends to me. Yeah, content of this training. Yes, yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'll be following all those, content and which I have on my system. So
Mhm,
the very first thing which we are going to understand is the introduction to product architecture, which also means the automation anywhere architecture. So let's start with automation anywhere architecture. Okay, so the architecture basically means what is the building blocks of that particular tool. So before we understand the architecture, I would like to describe the automation anywhere with the section that it have. The very first thing it offers is the control room.
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
second thing is the bot creator, and the
Mhm.
third thing is simply bot runner. Now, control room is basically the administration part. The bot creation is the part where you create the automation, and the
Yes.
one automation is like a one bot.
Mhm.
The third part is bot runner. I mean the part where you run that code or automation which you created in bot creator. Now you have to run that particular bot in the bot runner section.
Okay.
In order to simplify and in order to understand these, I mean the architecture is going to be in three section.
Mhm.
So the bot creator, control room, and bot runner. Okay, so you can also take a screenshot while making
Mhm.
some note, which will be easy for you to have, revision. I mean, using these information. However, you can also find these information on automation anywhere site. But when I'm, explaining things, I maybe, have some extra information in it while discussing. So it's better to note all those points if you can have.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is good to know. Well, I haven't seen
Okay.
yeah, overview. Yeah.
So this is the architecture of automation anywhere. I talk about
Mhm.
three sections: the control room, bot creator, and bot runner. How it look like? What is the flow of these three segments? So the
Yes.
bot creator resides with the developers. Like a bot creator can be used by different developer. So
Mhm.
the different developer will create and use bot creator.
Yes.
These section is basically the input for control room, because when you having a client version and
Mhm.
you are creating any bot, it basically the input for control room. Now the control room where pass this information in terms of the list of bot that any developer create. For example, developer 1 create only bot 1, developer 2 create bot 2, and developer 3 create bot 3.
Mm-hmm.
All these bot is going to pass through control room and it will land on bot runner. Now there might be a chance that developer 1 want to have want to run the bot 1 for himself, I mean only for himself, and there might be some cases where the company have lots of developer and they are developing the pieces of a big automation. So in this case, developer 1 want to run bot 1 and developer 2 would also like to run bot 1. So these are the basic functionality that they can trigger on the bot so that it can be
Mm-hmm.
run by only one person or it can be run by multiple person. So these are the something that bot runner reside in it and allocate, and then it
Mm-hmm.
passes all those credential and information on control room. Now
Mm.
when we talk about the control room, why control room, why it is giving information, because we can run the bot from bot runner, that's it. But why it is going back on the control room, that is the important And to understand, there are few point like the
Yes.
user management, then we have the dashboard, then we have the source control, and then we have the license management. So whatever comes in the control room, it offers
Uh-huh.
a user management. It manage the users and the bot. It create a dashboard which help any user to look through how many bots are running, what is the speed, is there any problem or not. The third thing is the source control. We also call this as the version control. Wherever we have any minor tweaks or the changes, we can have simplify the changes using the source control. The fourth point is the license management. Now the license management is basically the automation anywhere license. So the company may have a license for 1 year, the student may have a
Ah,
license
okay.
for 6 months. So all those license management will be in control room.
Uh-huh.
Okay. uh, Great. Now if I talk about the license management, uh, okay, before I go on this point, may I rub this section if you have taken the
Uh,
screenshot?
yeah, that's the way. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I was taking notes indeed. But yeah,
Okay.
maybe visual is better faster. Okay, anyway, yes, you can trade it.
Okay. So now let's talk about the control room. And Satish too, and B, I don't know whether you have any question in your mind that why we are just talking about the theory part, why not just jump on the tool. Uh, I understand this question, but if you have this question in your mind, just to answer that, we should have basic understanding and basic layman words understanding before we jump
Mm-hmm.
on the main tool, because it will
Mm-hmm.
help us with the core concept.
Ah, yes.
Okay, so
Okay.
just just have some patience and we will be covering the tool as well.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay, so when I say control room, is nothing is a web based platform.
Mm.
that controls AA, or we can say automation anywhere. So it is more or like a web based. That means a web URL that you open and you see all those control room features. Now,
Mm.
when I say it have user management dashboard, see, user management is simple. Source control is like the codes or the board is managed by the control room, and dashboard is simple, is give the analytical result and various things about the bot in a graphical representation. But when I say about the license, as I said, there are different license in major uh, in major level. The two categories are, one is dev license and
Mhm.
the second is run license. So when I say the
Okay.
dev license, if you got this license, you can create bot, edit bot, and run a bot.
Mhm. Which one? Dev
So you
license?
can
Ah,
create,
yeah, yeah.
you
Okay.
can edit, and you
And run.
can run a bot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you have the run license,
Mhm.
if you have these kind of a license, you can run the bot and you will not make any changes. So simple, you can only run bot.
I see. Okay. Before moving,
Okay,
license management. Well, is that correct? To give a permission to user, is user management.
correct,
Okay.
correct, correct.
Okay.
Okay. So as I said, these two different type of license in automation anywhere that company takes for the for process automation. So they divided these two type of license. And for example, if you are the owner of the process and you want to have the automation anywhere to be developed and deployed, then you
Mhm.
will be having the team of developer who will be having
Mhm.
the dev license, and
Mhm.
there will be some process improvement guys, or maybe the processes who want to run the bot. Then you can give the run license to them, so that they will not make any
Mm.
changes. Their job is just to run the bot.
I see.
So this enables us through various hold and information. Okay, so have we are we clear on this section, or till now any question?
Uh, so you're going to explain dashboard and source control after? Then
Definitely.
yeah. Then all clear. Yes.
Okay, great. So the the part that we are covering up to next is basically uh, the different feature of automation anywhere apart from the architecture.
Mhm.
So let's jump on the next topic, which is bot inside. May I rub this information?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, you can. Yes, yes.
Okay, great. Okay, just hold for a second. I have to plug the charger on my laptop. It says battery is going to
Okay.
die.
Okay. So can I break? Yeah, yeah. I grab tea or something. So I was 1 minute
Okay,
wait,
sure, you
please.
can.
Yeah, yeah. Hello.
So yes, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm ready to. Yes.
Okay, great. So now let's uh or we can, that's what I keep also okay.